Welcome back to another episode. Welcome back to the only episode we are ever going to do talking about this show. Period. That's on period. This will, I guarantee, be our lowest watched video on this channel. And yet we are still committed to talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. There is no ugly to talk about here.
There's no ugly to talk about here, mama. No one's ugly, but there's bad.
Say that.
I think it's so funny that we chose to recap the entire series of Love is Like a Cat before we watched what many have told us is the greatest BL of all time.
I Told Sunset About You.
Which has less amount of episodes.
Yeah. Yep. We did. Because let's start off the bat. I told no.
Love is Like a Cat.
Love is Like a Cat. Not I Told Sunset About You. Love is Like a Cat. Stars JM. Chuji
Chuji
from Just Be, and geonu from Just Be.
Yes.
Who we followed from Island through.
From Island and then build up for geonu. So geonu is a 2-time beloved.
Yes.
Beloved is the term. I feel like I'm giving the spark notes on the lore. Beloveds are who we call our...
Because you think just random people are going to look up...
Random people might be like, oh wow,
Love
someone
Like
talked about Love is Like a Cat.
Finally, my favorite BL that's ever been made, someone's talking about
yeah.
it. There's some... Listen, there is a lid for every pot. And I believe that for media. I think there are people who are going to like media that even I would be like, blah, 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 blah.
Not for me. Yeah.
Even though there are things I did like about this.
Yeah.
It was not bad enough that I was like, I will not continue watching the show.
No.
There are very few things that I would like really say that about, honestly. Especially in the world of BL.
Yeah.
If I'm going to watch Two Boys Fall in Love, I'm kind of already sat.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, even though we already knew that people were like, this isn't going to be great, just for the fact that it has 2 members of Just Be.
What'd you call me?
It's not Pride anymore, Adam, so I can call you whatever I want.
Oh, wow.
That there are 2 members of Just Be in this.
Correct.
Which is rare to get, like, idols, obviously, to do BLs, but then 2 members of the same group.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot of idols.
Now.
There's a lot of, like, former people who have, like, been performers in some capacity doing BLs. Spoiler alert, our problem with the show is not geonu or Chuji.
No.
Really, it's not the performances.
No, I don't think so. It's literally everything else. Production.
It's pretty much everything
writing,
else.
Directing, production design,
casting the
animal
dogs.
handler.
Thank you.
They didn't need one.
They didn't need one.
Instead of summarizing me in like a minute or less or 30 seconds or less, what was the log line of this movie? What was the elevator pitch?
The elevator pitch of the show, Thai actor who is scared of dogs falls in love with dog cafe owner during variety show.
Doing a variety show. Forced variety show. You've got conflict. Yeah.
You've got stakes.
Yeah. Multiculturalism.
Multiculturalism. You've got
dog
animals.
Oh.
And they always say work with kids and dogs in entertainment. They always say
Everyone
that,
says
you know
that,
what I mean? It's like an old adage, really.
Yeah, I think Scorsese said that.
Yeah. Yes, that's right.
That's right, Scorsese.
So on paper, I guess, it makes sense. Let's start with the biggest, I think, conundrum, which is the amount of effort it takes to explain how people are able to talk to each other when they are definitely speaking 2 different languages.
Yeah. So this was our first jaunt into
the crossover.
Thai-Korean crossover, BL. Yeah. I believe there's a few.
There's a few.
What stood out to me immediately, I am running the conversation in my mind.
Yeah.
Like I am translating what you're saying to me in my mind, and then like it just you can't naturally create the emotions because you're essentially pretending, which yes, acting is pretending, but
and to say that,
do you know what I mean?
Let's just back up even before that. Good acting, like, unless you are extremely skilled at acting, and I'm not saying that
Meryl.
Yes,
if
you
Meryl
have to hear the words,
you have to hear the words
to react.
Yeah, acting. You know what they say, Adam? Acting is reacting,
and that was also Scorsese.
Yeah. Scorsese and the woman who assistant directed Grease when I was in high school. Acting is reacting. Kaneki, acting is reacting, so make sure you're listening.
The one that I had a director in like community theater who always said it was not an acting note. It was early is on time is late, and late is unacceptable.
I'm sure it was said to you multiple times.
Oh, said to me?
Yeah.
Oh, probably. But I also wasn't driving myself around, so it wouldn't have been my fault.
Oh. So then what's the excuse now?
I married a Filipino.
No, you can't. Mama, CPT does not...
It's transitive.
Transitive. No,
Yeah.
girl.
It's okay to be transitive. So for me...
Okay, but yeah, but the communication.
It was tough. Because they had to explain it by being like... The first explanation was like, oh, he understands Korean, but he doesn't speak it. And then his like assistant understands Thai, but doesn't speak it. But then once they got into the variety show,
the
then it was
actual
like,
production,
we
I've
have
got
these
Bluetooth,
special
honey,
Bluetooth headphones that
as soon as you
auto-translate.
speak, it's auto-translating. But this is you talking about how it works in the plot. To me, I don't actually care. They could Pinocchio, Grandmother Willow this and be like, all of a sudden, magically, you understand Thai and Korean.
Sure.
I think that's fine. My key problem, I think, is like, I don't think they had enough rehearsal or practice, if any. You rarely get rehearsal for like TV, let alone a web series. But like I felt like there was a cold read every time. The dialogue. It was like not connecting.
It was a one-take show.
Yeah.
Which
they were
is
like, we got
fine.
just 1 week. That's fine if you do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But why make it like the big challenge of Thai and Korean if you didn't have
like
the time?
a huge hurdle. And it can be done. The problem is also like, if this was an action show, an action film, I feel like it might work better.
Yeah.
Because the thing about chemistry is a lot of chemistry, which needs to happen for any romance, is most of the time it is born out of
The
communication.
dialogue, yeah.
And if you're not really communicating, you're just reciting lines when they like point at you and be like, his line's over, continue the next like bit of dialogue.
Like it's just like reading cue cards, basically.
Yeah. You're just doing a Saturday Night Live sketch, really, at the end of the day. The other thing that actually is like less obvious, but if you've watched enough Thai and Korean media, there are differences in acting styles, especially comedy.
Totally.
And that, I think, was also a little... It was weird to watch Mew, who was great in the show. I actually did enjoy him a lot. He's doing broad Thai comedy, and it's in a Korean format. So, like...
Where it's, like, more realistic realism?
I was
grounded?
missing the, like, woo, 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 woo. Like,
I know,
the, like, silly sound effects.
I almost kind of needed the silly
because
sound
they
effects.
marry each other so well.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, here, it felt almost out of place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There were a couple of things that we said that I think could have helped. I think it ended up being, for me, like I was watching two clear worlds, and it didn't feel like they gave into the Thai world enough that it felt like this is like two worlds connecting.
His assistant needed to speak Thai.
His assistant should have been Thai.
I mean, like,
I'm sure
you could
the actor
still
was
even
good, right? Like the actor was like
genuinely probably the best one
actor
in the show.
Yeah. Just like good comedy acting. But I wish it was a Thai actor because then it would,
or at the very least, like a Korean who actually speaks Thai.
Yeah. We said Tag could have done it because Tag speaks
Why
Korean.
not throw Bam Bam in there? What's Ten doing
What's 10
today?
doing, honey?
Could you imagine if Geonu, Chuji, and Ten were in the show? I would literally have like become a puddle on the floor.
Because there was no one that Mew could ever connect with on screen just by virtue of we speak the same language.
I also was missing like a female friend energy.
Yeah.
I'll say that. They're very often a facet of the show.
I think they were trying to make the nurses do it, but
no, they weren't.
If the assistant was like a female Thai actress, I think that would have helped.
I think it could have actually been interesting if Ganu's character I want to be very clear. I'm not
clear.
saying
Now
anything
saying,
about that Gonu should
let's
not have been on the
recast
show
Geonu.
because spoiler alert, he's my MVP. But
this is just our creative hats on.
I
Just
think
like
it could
how
have been even more
script
interesting to
doctor
be like
hat.
a girl was really into his girl
Chuji.
employee was into Chuji, and then like
Could have
she was like hurt
But
by
then, like-
him being gay or whatever.
and
I
then
mean,
make the one woman, make the two women in the story, make all the women in the show
that's what
villains.
the show already did. Literally, apart from the two nurses,
The two nurses who were like, we just
at
like
the vet.
them.
Let's go negative to positive. Okay, let's sandwich layers.
That's like
Positive things.
I
we
mean-
liked that dog,
oh my god, this dog from Central Casting.
the one dog.
who. Okay, let's start with the dog. Let's talk about the dog. Let's talk about this dog. He's so cute.
So cute.
Even as he had to play dead and sick,
Yeah.
he was so happy. He's like,
Smiley when he had the little helmet on and he was in the little sidecar. Oh my god, so cute.
the cutest dog ever.
Cute dog.
Okay, back to constructive criticism. Why was there one dog
Why
in
was
this
there one
dog
dog?
cafe? If he didn't adopt this dog, there would have been no dogs in the dog cafe. Where
Well,
are
if
the
he
dogs?
hadn't adopted the dog, there would have really been no plot.
No plot.
But yeah.
Where are the dogs?
It's bold
It's
to
not
call
even-
yourself a dog cafe with the cutest name of a dog cafe called Floof,
Cute.
which I thought
Cute
was very
little
cute.
mascot.
But you gotta have dogs. And I'm like, I get it, your budget is nothing, but then like don't do a show.
But
where
don't
you
do a
have to-
show in a dog cafe. Make him be afraid of anything else.
Be afraid of coffee. I don't know. He doesn't like coffee, and now he,
doesn't
works
have to
work
be
at a
afraid of
cafe.
anything.
He doesn't have to be
Maybe-
afraid. I mean, there's
I-
conflict there, so that's fine. But boy, oh boy, where are the dogs?
Where are the dogs? Where are the dogs?
Where
Who
are
let
the
the do-
dogs?
Who let the dogs out? Can someone let the dogs out?
Can someone? Well, no, wait. There were other.
There
dogs.
were dogs. They were locked up in a like
puppy mill,
Puppy mill,
breeding
I think. Yeah.
thing. And then we thought, oh, they're gonna get adopted, and then they're just gonna be at the cafe. Now we have a plethora of
With a
dogs.
plethora of
that does
dogs.
not happen in the
No,
show.
those dogs
The
disappeared.
dogs go away somewhere. They're rehomed.
I actually, truly, I would have not had some of the extras that had lines or some of the really like side characters be on payroll so that we could afford more dogs. I think we could have cut a bunch of characters.
Oh,
So that we could have
could have cut a bunch of episodes even, I think. And we are already running at like 12, 15-minute episodes.
Yeah.
So this is basically a movie.
12 episodes, like each were like 16 minutes each.
Yeah.
If they'd cut it to 8,
And that's with like theme song
and that's with
credits.
theme song and credits and some montages.
So really like probably 12
If they had
minutes
cut
each.
down to 8 minutes and used the remaining budget for dogs,
Great. I think
great.
I would be having a very different conversation
I
about
think
the
I
show.
would have really enjoyed that.
Okay,
Okay,
something
positive.
positive. These performances. Geonu is
Geonu was okay. This character was so dorky, right? It's this kid who like is an aspiring actor, so he's really cheesing it up.
Let's not bury the lead here. Geonu is in love with Chuji. in
Geonu
this
is
show.
in love with Chuji.
He says the words
Geonu,
I love you.
Sajang Nim.
Did you see this coming?
I had a feeling because in that very first episode he had like a look, but because him and the vet, Chuji and the vet were kind of like
Yeah, that's what I was confused with.
yeah. Typically,
Geonu really came onto the show, and it did feel like he wrote this character.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying he is in love with Chuji, although I would be happy.
I would
to
accept
hear
that truth as
information.
well. But I could have seen him like Chuji. Okay, Chuji was like, "Hey, you're getting the cast in this role." So Geonu was like, "Oh, I'll come with you to the meeting, to
Yeah,
the writers' room." I think he went in and was like literally interrupted the meeting. Was like, "Oh, sorry, excuse me. Hi, I'm Geonu. I'm in the band."
I'm in the band. I'm in the band.
So I was also thinking, like, what if like his character had like maybe a an assistant in the cafe who is secretly in love with him and ends up being the villain at the end. But then is redeemed.
Unlike the female characters in the show who are irredeemable, apparently.
Yeah.
Wild.
But he's so dorky.
He's
such
so
a loser.
game to be a loser. It's so fun.
Cute. I mean, you already know. For the people who are just watching us for the first time, we're big Gonu stands.
Huge Gonu stands in a
to the point that people who watched all Island recaps was like, I really don't get it.
What do you see?
Props to you, mama.
And people were watching build up and being like, it's not connecting for me. And I was like, you know what? The girls who girl. And the girls who don't, gornt.
It felt like such a cop-out to be like, I'm in love with you and I did this. Because they had already laid this like trap, basically, for like this reporter to be like, I need some scoop on Piuno while he's like filming this. And so he caught them kissing and took a picture.
Right.
And then sent that to the news reporter. And then
because the news reporter was like, or the person was like, I can get you an acting job. That alone would have been like fine. It was like weird to then add another layer of me like, it's actually because he's in love with you. That's why he's upset. Because it's either one or the other.
Yeah.
It was weird to be both, I guess.
That I wish, because I think it would have been more aligned with like a Korean like straight BL of like, I really thought this was going to be an opportunity. And I was like, I wish he came in and was like, I'm sorry, I did this. Let me fix it.
Yeah.
I think we end up being, he does get redeemed because he ends up
revealing
the reporter. Yeah. But I just felt like that just was like, oh, let's make him be in love with him too. Just throw it in there.
So and who knows who came up with that idea? Who came up
with that idea? If Gonu came up with that idea, who am I to stifle the creative genius that is Igonu, you know?
Okay.
Back to good.
Back to good.
Truly, Chuji and Miu, I really liked. I thought it was really interesting to watch.
Chuji, not an actor.
But
not a role that required a ton of acting.
That's true.
Whoever decided that Chuji's hair was going to have those like curls.
Like loose curls.
I hope you're having a great day. I hope you sleep well. I hope your pillow's always cold. I hope everything you've ever wanted is great because genuinely, probably my favorite, like, in the realm of
hair
aspect of the show.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Across like production and costuming and hair and sound design and all of it.
Yeah.
That was my favorite. Editing, even.
I really thought that Chuji and Miu were very hot together.
Sure. Did they have chemistry? You can say no. I
think it's tough because the dialogue didn't give it. I think if they
had no chemistry. The spoiler alert, they have no chemistry.
If they could have communicated, I would have believed it.
Sure, but that wasn't the show that happened. So, I mean,
but
they have no chemistry. It comes out of nowhere.
It does come out of nowhere.
It doesn't come out of nowhere because you're watching a BL, so you know it's inevitable. But it was so hot and cold. Episode 10 of 12 that they're like, oh, they finally looked at each other in the eyes. And I was like, this is real late. You could have started spreading these breadcrumbs early. And I know that there was like the bit when
they were lost and he helped him, blah, blah, blah.
But like there was not enough of those little things to start piling on to make
it was too much plot building. They had to be like the fucking scandal. Boo.
Okay. So much plot.
But none of it mattered.
Not a single stake anywhere. I mean, I was like, there's no what was going to be the repercussion if anything happened?
If people found out that he was half Korean.
Which they do.
People know.
People now know. I mean, like,
yeah.
The weird thing is like the point of it is to be like, oh, we have to keep these secrets, blah blah blah, because all these people are gonna. You need to like explain to the audience you're gonna lose your career. Yes. There's no explanation of like why it would be bad.
Yeah. But then it was so weird because the
show doesn't want to be like because Koreans will be mad that you're half Korean. Like you know what I mean? That would be weird to say.
Yeah. But I mean, plus Okay. I did like Miu's character saying like the reason why I don't want to reveal it is because I don't want to like sully my mom's name, that like
Yeah, I did like that.
She's going to get a reputation that like she sired like this wealthy Korean man.
Right.
And she's already dead. Like I already lost her.
Right.
I don't need that. So I did like that.
So then he still does it anyway.
No, but no,
on his own terms.
Because the scandal was not even about that. It's about him being gay.
I know.
And then I'm like, okay, well then that felt like, I just felt like the way it ended was like, oh, let's throw in all of these things because it's a BL.
The huge scandal that people are you're going to lose your career over is if people find out that your dad is Korean.
Well,
right? Like he's like a bastard son, basically.
He's the bastard son of like the guy who owns like a major corp company.
Sure, a 30-year-old dressed as a 60-year-old,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about that. Don't worry. And then, but then like what comes out of him being outed is like it's all fine. Like there is like a scandal because it's interesting, but
then
like
he does a press conference to be like.
So I'm supposed to believe they would be weird about that and not be weird about him being gay. Sorry. I mean, like, let's be serious.
Having literally, like, the Jason Statham of Thai and Korean movies be gay.
The Rock is now gay.
The Rock is now gay.
Jason Momoa is gay.
I would like to see it. I would like to see it. With all of that, did I fucking love watching Chuji hold Miu by the water and be like, I'll hold you close because we're supposed to keep each other warm. Absolutely.
Oh, sure.
Did I quiver a little when he said, take your shirt off?
Can we talk about when he slaps him? I could not. There are so many things that happen in the show that are literally coming to me in real time.
And people are like, I'm sorry, what do you mean there's a slap?
There is a slap.
There is NBC's The Slap.
A Will Smith, Chris Rock slap.
He literally goes, don't keep Doku's name out of your fucking mouth. Slap.
Now, this is what's crazy is slaps usually in media are not reserved for men to other men.
Right.
They are usually female coded because men punch. Women slap, men punch. I'm not saying that that's right or correct or anything. I'm just explaining why it was weird being like, oh, he slapped him. And it was such a drag race, like, fake slap that I was like...
It was such a Rue slapping all the contestants of All Stars 9 in the acting challenge.
Yes, but also, like, fully not connected, like...
You see the space between
his hand and his face. I mean, like, I could not believe the show was happening as we were watching it. I did have a great time watching it.
That's the thing.
And I kept being like, this could be performance art.
By how bad all the choices were?
Correct.
I wish it was funny. Then we can be like, oh, it's camp.
Okay, let's talk about a character that's performance art. The vet. The vet is played. The vet's name is Junhyuk, and he is played by Kim Kyung-sok.
This vet, okay. The elevator pitch. The vet is his like older hyung who knows his love for animals. They've been friends for a long time
and helped funds
the cafe. Okay, great. It's like, okay, that makes sense. Why would such a young person own a cafe?
Well, and the vet, he's connected because that's how Doku gets into the story.
Gets saved. Yeah. Okay, great. Why was he Fabio?
Why was he half naked all the time?
Why was he a romance novel character?
I don't know what. I watched 12 episodes of the show, and at no point did the show explain why he looked like that. It's not even like, oh, he was hot. He's very attractive.
Very handsome. But he was styled as if...
He was like at work, full, just like regular vet.
He was styled like like the light novels, like the Chinese light novels, where it's like... oh, you're from like a dynasty romance.
I wore this cardigan because I was gonna do a bit where continuously throughout the episode I kept revealing buttons because literally it would be like his whole chest was out, and they were just having conversation and no one was talking about it.
Yes, like after his work at the veterinary office, which he owns, he would come to the cafe to have dinner with everyone in like a silk robe that's just open.
Yes.
But why?
But also, like, what? This is why I was so shocked that Gonu's character was like liked him, because I was like, oh, I think they're setting up that the vet likes him, but that is not explicit in any way and never comes into play, and is more is just like the one who's like, you need to get over your past, kind of.
Yeah, he's like,
but he doesn't even really say that.
He doesn't.
He's just like, you should sing. And he does.
And he does. And Chuji does sing. And Chuji's voice.
Choirs of angels.
Chuji's voice makes me fall in love with him.
Yeah.
I have to talk about how in the world of this show, Chuji's character is hot for Hyung.
Oh, and he wants an older man.
And he has an ex. He's a Hyung, like his like senior in college. They used to like make music together, blah blah blah, and he was so hot. But then when people found out about the relationship, he fled to America.
He fled
where there are no gays. Okay. And like they show this like very dramatic scene of him like
they showed the flashback to the breakup.
Yes, him telling like Hyung, don't go, blah blah blah. I still love you. Crazy to hear the words like Hyung, I love you. Parentheses romantic.
I would like to hear it.
I would like to hear it.
To me. Specifically from Chuji.
Which I think is funny. Like, did they feel the need to like address that?
Explain
as, like,
why he's into Mew?
Why he would be into like this older guy?
Because Mew is like our age, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess. It's the funniest part about the age situation is in the show, he's older than Geonu, but in real life, Gonu's older than Chuji. Yeah. They're the same year, but Gonu's still born ahead of Chuji, which is funny.
The women performances are a bummer because they made them all like the villain, basically. This PD Nim was insufferable. She
has no redeeming qualities.
No redeeming qualities. She does a good job. I mean, I hate her.
Yeah,
you really
she
hate
sucks,
her.
and like the performance is correct for what she was
what
given.
She's given.
But like, why was she given
that character? And then the like, well, okay. There's that whole scandal, right? Of it, his dad who owns the company, blah, blah, blah. Because his dad is like, I want to tell everyone that he's my bastard son because someday I would want him to have the
M.
company.
Night Shyamalan twist.
Yes.
Yes, huge.
And then his assistant, this like woman in a skirt.
A woman in a skirt. That was her character name, by the way. Woman in skirt.
It's the one that hires the news reporter to be like, find some scoop on him.
The PI.
To like, you know, bring his career down. Mm-hmm. And then when they all find out that it was her, you find out that that is actually his daughter.
Her Mew's half-sister. And she's worried that he's plotting to take over the company.
And Mew is fully like, I don't care. I don't even want to be
this
here.
Relationship.
I don't actually want to be.
I'm only here because my mom asked me when she died to like make amends.
That's it. I don't want your stupid supplier company. I don't like care.
Tech supply company, whatever.
Yeah, IBM ass. I don't know.
Yeah.
Get out. And they exile her to Thailand.
Yeah, that's her
punishment.
comeuppance. Is she has to go
the entire time. I was like, Thailand. Every time she appeared, I was like, this plot could have been cut. Truly. I don't think you needed the whole Succession thing. No,
not at all. Not at all. It truly it's weird because it is set up as a scandal.
Yeah.
So that the PD Nim has something over him that he'll end up doing the show.
And then
he just does the show anyway.
He just the show anyway.
It has nothing to do with the scandal. He quits the show because he's upset about the showing the euthanization on television. Yeah.
And she's like, well, you can't quit because then I'm going to tell a scandal. And he's fully like, that I'm half Korean, that my dad is this guy. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. That's not you. I'll say it out loud now. Yeah, that's my dad. That's not a scandal, diva. I quit. So then,
What was the point? Was the point to put a 30-year-old man in a bald cap? Maybe somebody who's related to somebody. There's a Nepo baby situation. He was like, I'm really trying to do more character work, Dad. Can you cast me in a BL where I can play
I wish we could
100 years old?
I don't want to be the person to like I want to give a worse performance. But if I could,
I don't think he's the worst performer.
No. It's this bald cap.
Oh, the bald
This
cap
bald
itself.
cap is so
It's weird
so
because
bad.
the hair and makeup
the hair on
team
Chuji is great.
got Chuji so right, and they got this so
This
wrong.
bald cap looks
And I swear to God, if
horrendous.
we come to find out, if somebody's like, this man is
This
actually
man is
bald
actually
and he's
bald.
actually 60 years old, I will eat a hat. I will
Live
eat
on
my hat
a live stream.
on live stream. I will eat something because you could see the line where it's like, here's the bald cap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he looks so young.
He's not sick because he was putting on a voice. He was like,
He was like,
oh,
he was like me when I was
son."
Mysterious Man and Into the Woods, and I was like, running away, let's do it. Free
That's like a
from
full
the ties that bind.
19-year-old.
Yes, at 19 years old, trying to be like, I'm getting in the character of someone who's kind of eternal, but really like maybe 65. You know how you do when you're the only character actor at your college in your theater department.
Should have hired you here. You could have done. You could have done.
Again, another role that I could have played. They just make him, he'd be like, oh, my dad's white. Not even Korean, my dad's white. Shocking. Huge.
We do get a kiss.
We get a kiss. It's perfectly serviceable.
It's perfect. It's two. Because then you get a little surprise right at the end too.
Right at the end, yeah.
I do think there is a way to do the Thai Korean crossover well. Genuinely. I think it needs to be just more, invest more time, more resources,
yes.
and be more creative. And not necessarily being like, I can't believe how a Thai person and a Korean person could talk. I don't care. Like that's
Right.
literally the least of what it is.
Right.
It's more about like making sure that like everyone feels comfortable. It conveys well on
Chocolat
camera.
did this. Like, it's one of the plot points of Chocolat is that they can't speak to each other.
Yeah.
A film everybody remembers from 1999.
A lot of these divas were not born. Classic cinema has done this.
Oh, yeah. This isn't a new
It's
thing
just
of
not a
like
new thing of, like,
people from
worlds
different
collide.
worlds
Yeah.
collide. Right. That's not new. It's just like, it has to be treated
It has to be treated with a little bit more
nuance.
nuance.
That's what it is. It's hard because Mew's not going to learn Korean for this. Chuji's
Right.
not going to learn Thai. Like, it is a bit, but there should be like some, even if it's like one of them has a moderate understanding of the other language. Because then what you can do is then during the course of the show, the other one learns the other language. So then at the end, like,
yes, then he's able to say "I love you" in Thai.
right. Then then I'm crying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. There has to be some effort put in.
Yeah.
You can't, it's hard to just throw people into this, have no budget, no script, no production, and then just be like, well, it'll work out because people will watch. And we did. And I'm not saying we're not the problem,
Yeah.
but
And I'm happy
we're
like
just giving constructive criticism.
yeah. I'm happy like Chuji and Geonu got booked.
Well, I'm thrilled they got a check.
I
Can't
would
have been big, but I'm thrilled
can't
they
have
got
been
a
big,
check.
but I'm thrilled they got something. I would see Geonu again in another thing. I think
mean,
Geonu is
this
very
excited me about like seeing Mew.
Oh yeah, totally.
Because we've
totally.
never seen anything with Mew. We've never seen Tharn type or anything.
I need people to also calm down because there were a lot of people that were like, "I can't believe this is your first time ever interacting with me, girl."
Do you know how, guys? Do you know how many Thai BLs there are? We have a lot of things going on that we cannot devote. I wish I
could.
love to quit
love
my
to
job
just
and
watch
just
Thai
watch
BLs
Thai BLs
and catch up with everyone.
but unfortunately, I'm not there yet.
Okay, in our tier list of BLs,
Oh, this is for sure Twice. What are
this
Twice
is our
fans
first
called?
What Are Twice fans called
Yeah,
that we've discussed in lore
yeah.
because you've seen a few once BLs.
I'm about to finish one this week.
And the fact that you haven't even finished it. The fact that it's taking
been
you
going
this
on
long.
for forever.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the never-ending saga of my life at this point. Maybe I'll finish it tonight.
I'm not.
Yeah, this is definitely what are Twice fans called.
I've seen it once and I think I'm good.
There's not some of the shows I feel like I've been like probably I wouldn't watch the whole thing again, but I would watch like clips or specific episodes. No, not even like the kiss.
I would watch Ganu's little two-step again. Oh, I would watch that on loop actually. His little choreography.
Oh, where he spanks his little butt. I would watch where they put him on a time lapse and then he like introduces himself to all the people in the production
crew,
staff.
yeah.
That was very funny.
In the Matrix.
Sure. Plot or character driven? Plot
driven.
So much plot.
Too much plot.
Only plot.
Only
fans, only plot.
Fans, only plot.
Yeah.
For the gays, for the straights?
For the straights.
Oh. Is this a full end?
I mean, I think so. I think it's like in the corner.
It's literally in the corner.
Yeah.
For the straights. Yeah, there's nothing gay.
There's nothing gay
There's
about
nothing
this.
gay
There's
about
nothing like gay. It's weird to say that.
There's nothing gay when there's two
right.
men.
There's nothing like. This is not talking to a gay audience.
It's not talking to a gay audience.
No. When we say it's like for the straight, it's really just like this might as well just be like a straight like K-drama. Like all they did is just like swap one gender. But like there's no they don't recontextualize it for two men.
Yes, they address like him being gay and the dad is like, as long as you're happy, blah 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 blah. But gay queer audiences don't really need that from this story. Do you know what I mean? Like it didn't.
No, I actually didn't watch the show to be like, oh, I need to be validated in my queer experience. But I'm also comfortable watching BLs that aren't necessarily for gay people, and still, I still get a lot of enjoyment out of them because I still like to watch two men kissing at the end of the day.
Yeah. Period. So will we ever watch I Told Sunset About You? Yes. It's coming. Absolutely. What is our next Patreon series? Are you gonna?
We're gonna try to like bounce between departments.
Yes.
So we have our dating show department, we have our survival show department, we have our BL departments. We just did BL, so we're gonna go to a survival show. And we're gonna watch Peak Time on Patreon. Mm-hmm. So that'll be fun. Heard good things.
So we'll do a little series recap of that when we're finished with Peak Time on Patreon.
Yeah.
So there you go.
See you over there. Ganu, if you're watching this, I love you.
Ganu,
genuinely, if you're watching this, I love you. Not to make this really weird. Ganu Sananke.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.